National Commission for SC and ST. One of the most important commissions which we need to learn as a law student, or if you're preparing for any kind of competitive exam basis, though, this commission is very much important. Now, along with it, guys, if you observe, most of the time, all these commissions are somewhat very much similar, nothing much different, though. It's not very much different. But what really matters, the traits is very much common. What do you mean by traits? Traits means what? Traits means that the functions of each of this commission is like somewhat same. It's like sister brother relationship, but only few important components are different. Like for example, if I just tell in a very simple way, I am making so and so sabji, you are also making so and so sabji. The basic ingredients would be same, like oil, mustard, everything would be same. Only if you hear and things changes. Why I'm giving you is because an example for you to understand. Okay. Now starting with our National Commission for SC and ST. See, guys, if you observe this National Commission for SC and ST, why it is introduced, all that we'll be discussing in a very simplified manner. But you must know that हमारा country में varna system था. What is this varna system? And first we had this like classification in a society called as Brahmin, Kshatriyas, Vaishyas, and Shudras. These are the four communities in which our Indian society was basically split. Right before it was there, but even though if you observe the text like Bhagavad Gita and all, no, they said that they're against. Bhagavad Gita is completely against this one classifying the society. Even a normal Shudra can elevate his mind and become like a Brahmin. That's what even Valmiki Maharshi, first he was this one hunter. From hunter stance, he became a Brahmin because of his intense this one. So a normal Shudra can also become a Brahmin. That's what Amara text it was written in Bhagavad Gita. But many people try to interpret in a very wrong way. That's the reason they bifurcated society in a very wrong way. That's the reason even in Shankaracharya very beautifully says that, how can a child who is born from a mother's womb be considered as so and so religion, be considered as so and so class in the society? No, that can never be considered because everyone is coming from the same linkage. There's no much difference, right? Whether you're a Brahmin or a Shudra Vaishyas, you do not have separate teeth, you do not have separate this. Then why is that kind of classification? Right. This was the question which was raised. But however, Amara society may different kind of chaotic problems arise here and there, and people interpret it in a very different way. And that was one of the biggest lacuna in our country. Now, starting with it, now as you already know, Brahmin, Kshatriyas, Vaishyas, and Shudras was basically are distinguished in terms of in a society. Now, primitiveness, geographical location, shyness, and social, education, and economic backwardness. Due to these reasons, are the traits of distinguished scheduled tribes communities of a country from other communities. National Commission for Scheduled Tribe was basically set up. Now, if you observe, there is different kind of classification, Amara geographical location wise also, in terms of this backward community people. Now, in order to understand this National Commission for SC and ST, in case if you guys have watched this movie called as Jai Bhim, it's one of the awesome movies. Yeah, you guys should literally watch it because you will see what are the atrocities and problems faced by the SC and ST people and Justice Chandru, who fought this case. And here, Surya is basically projecting himself as an advocate and fighting for their rights. Beautiful movie. You guys should watch it. One small recommendation I want to give. That's the reason this one. This is not a sponsored movie and all, but yes, I found so much connection while reading this particular movie, and then reading this commission was somewhat very much easy for me. Now, coming back, guys, in order to protect these SC and ST people, the scheduled caste and scheduled tribe people, we must have certain kind of laws and regulation. As part of it, National Commission for SC and ST was set up. Now, what are their functions? Very simple. It is basically to safeguard the functions of an SC and ST. That is their main objective. So they will make sure that they are being protected with their rights and with kind of what can all kind of facilities provided by the government. Their safeguards must be taken care. Second one is about complaints. What are the complaints? What are the redressals faced by them? Redressal mechanisms. Redressals, जो भी redressals these people are facing, how we can bring justice towards them. That is what this commission is also looking about. Now, to participate and advise in planning process, socio-economic development, to advise union and state government. So, in order to look at over socio-economic development, for example, these SC and ST people require huge amount of development, right? For example, the places where they are living, they require like infrastructure facilities, educational facilities. So all these kind of facilities are very much important, right? So at that point of time, it is very important, we as citizens, we are supposed to provide them with some kind of rights. I'm not able to underline this though, but I hope you guys understood, no? The socio-economic development. Now, to report to the president. So National Commission for SC and ST, they directly report to whom? Will they come and report to the prime minister? No, they come and report to the president. But how a president, prime minister can also look into these matters, but it's basically reported to the president. Now, based on that, different kind of laws, rules, and regulations are basically set up. Now, last point is to discharge such other functions in relation to the protection, welfare, development, and advancement of SCs. That is also taken care. Now, yeah, guys. So basically, I'm just trying to underline this, but I think, yeah, I think I got an option for it to discharge other functions in relation to the protection, welfare, and development of an SC and ST community. That is basically checked over here. Okay. Now, first of all, safeguarding, identifying the complaints reporting to the president, participating in the plan, like they also take in terms of socio-economic development decisions, and they also make sure that there is a protection, welfare, and development of this SC and ST. You can write in your own words here once you understand the concept. Now, let us see what are the powers of this one, National Commission for SC and ST. First one, the commission is vested with the power to regulate its own procedure. The commission, while investigating any matter or inquiring into any complaint, has all the powers of civil court trying a suit in particular in respect of this following matter. So they have so and so powers. What are the powers? Summoning and enforcing the attendance of any person from any part of India and examining him on oath. Now, I being National Commission for SC and ST, I can go question the authority. I can bring any particular authority to the court of law and I can question him. I cannot alone go question it, obviously, but I can summon him to the court, or I can just take his testimonies. I can take his records. In case if a police officer has done brutally something to an individual, to an SC person, I can go question him directly. Got it. Second thing is about right to discover and production of a document. And they basically provides what you can understand over here. They basically reports are basically made, reports analysis. Report analysis is constantly done. Why? Because they can understand what kind of rules and regulations can be basically set up. Okay. SC and ST Prevention Atrocity Act is also one of the recommendations of National Commission for SC and ST. Now, that is also a big story, but however, just remember this. I think one of the videos they have also provided the suggestions for it. Now, receiving evidence on affidavits. So they also take up all kind of complaints, redressal mechanisms. Redressal mechanism, I've already said you guys know. Redressal mechanisms. That is also being taken care by this commissions. Requisitioning any public record from any court or office, so they can get any kind of evidence from any court of law. Now, last second point is issuing summons for the examination of witness and documents. They have the complete rights to get witness, documents from the court of law, and any other matters which the president may determine. So any factor which president is asking for, these people have the complete rights to basically give it to produce to the president, as well as report on all such kind of factors. Now we understood the powers. Same thing: report analysis, redressal mechanism, reporting to the president, collecting witness, documents. They have powers even to understand, or basically not just investigating, but even go visit such kind of places, make the report analysis. I remember, yeah, when I was working in government center, one of my internships, for implementing one scheme, we went to that particular place. We saw how much people are suffering from that issue. Then we try to implement such kind of solution. So you can see what are their powers. Now, the functions of National Commission for ST. Now, SC and ST, both National Commission for ST as well as for SC, somewhat it's very much similar though. But what you need to understand is measures to be taken over conferring ownership rights in respect of minor forest produced to STs living in forest areas. Now, what happened? There are many property lands of this ST people. Okay. Now, I'll just understand this ownership rights. Very important point. Now, just imagine there's an ownership. I am a tribal person. I'm living in one village, in a village called as Kazigam. In that, I have a small village and I have my property over there. Now, what happens? Some people will forcefully come and acquire my property. Now, is it good for me? No. In order to protect me, functions of National Commission for SC/ST, they can also look into these factors of ownership rights. And that's the reason we have this SC/ST and Prevention and Atrocity Act. In case you go and acquire a land of an ST, without any government regulation or something like that, then you will be punished. Now, measures to be taken to safeguard. Now, they will also see on how these ownership rights can be perfectly protected or not. Now, measures to be taken to safeguard the rights of the tribal communities over mineral resources, water resources. See, rights over the tribal communities over mineral resources and water resources. Now, in order to make sure that they also try to ensure that all these kind of mineral resources and water resources are basically protected. They should be even protected. So what are the safeguard mechanism we can introduce? What kind of laws we can introduce? These things are basically taken care. Now, measures to be taken for the development of tribals and to the work for more viable livelihood. For livelihood, what all kind of schemes? I said in previous also, PM Swanidhi, PM Awas Yojana, these kind of schemes. What kind of schemes can we introduce to these livelihood regions so that these people's life also can be very wonderful? That's the main objective over here, this kind of commission. Now, measures to be taken to improve the efficacy of relief, rehabilitation measures for the tribal groups displayed in the development projects. So they also look in terms of infrastructure aspect. Infrastructure. For example, they feel that there's an industry required, or they feel that some kind of basic amenities is required. They will try to set up. Now, measures to be taken to prevent alienation of tribal people from land and to effectively rehabilitate such people in whose case of alienation has taken already place. In case if they feel that there is alienation, that means that one tribal community people are going from one village to other people. There's huge amount of alienation. Now, in order to prevent alienation, why people are alienating? Is it because of job opportunities? Is it because of some kind of threat is there in the society? They'll try to identify it and they'll try to bring out solutions, measures to prevent alienation. They'll also kind of provide solutions and they might take even police assistance and on that base also. Now, measures to be taken to elicit maximum cooperation and involvement of tribal communities for protecting the forest and undertaking social afforestation. They also make sure that there is a tribal communities for protecting forest. Measures to be taken to elicit maximum cooperation and involvement of tribal communities. They also make sure that these tribal communities involved in protecting forest undertake social afforestation. If you guys observe, these tribal community people are very much connected to the nature. Yeah, that's the very beauty of it. And that's the reason even some of the regions, if you observe, this tribal community people itself protect the lands of the forest. Now, measures to be taken to ensure full implementation provision of panchayat extension of schedule act of 1996. Now, measures, even they'll also try to implement this panchayats even in this region of this ST's region, scheduled tribe region. Now, I hope you guys got some kind of clarity regarding it. Quickly summing up, National Commission for Women, there was 4 classifications of society: Brahmin, Kshatriyas, Vaishyas, and Shudras. And these SC and ST itself is bifurcated in terms of geographical locations or educational and economic. They're considered as economic backward people. They're also considered, because they're just tribal community. Society sometimes try to disparage them. And then we learned about what are the functions of this commission. They safeguards, address redressal complaints, they report to the president, they look into the welfare aspect of the SC and ST commission. Then they also take into what are the powers. They report analysis, redressal mechanism. They can bring any kind of witness to the court of law. They can go acquire any kind of documents regarding it, any kind of affidavits regarding it, and they can question any kind of authority for it. This one. And then last, we learned about functions of National Commission for STs. So there we learned about ownership rights, mineral resources, water resources protection, livelihood strategies, what kind of schemes we can implement over there, protecting forest and undertaking social afforestation, encouraging this tribal community to do it, especially the provision of panchayat, how we can implement in these regions. All these was discussed in a very simplified manner. Hope you guys understood it. That's all for today. This is in a very simplified nutshell. I've explained it. Take care, guys. If you like this video, please to like, share, and subscribe. Thoda support karo so that I can post many videos regarding it. Okay. So education is not a concept which should lie just within one person, but should lie with many people. So that's my intention. That's it, guys. Take care.